The fighters of the Sahara Emirate, posing in front of a large display of bombs and rocket-propelled grenades. An exclusive first look inside one of their camps. The new emirate has been created recently as an offshoot of North Africa's Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb. Their purported jurisdiction covering the vast desert areas between Mali, Algeria, Mauritania and Morocco. Their aim, according to this video,
thanks to God, the most compassionate, who made it our duty to fight the infidels and those who went back on their beliefs.
The emirate has its own prince, an Algerian Yahya Jouadi, known as Abu Ammar, former military commander of the Al-Qaeda in the Maghreb. But he's not among those in these pictures. The majority of the group's young recruits are Mauritanian. They are supposed to be responsible for the recent abductions of Spanish and Italian expatriates in that country. When the Salafist group in Mauritania began to adopt the Al-Qaeda war ideology, some of their members refused to join. They opposed the idea of waging war against the national government or killing Western civilians. That position, however, has won them both the wrath of Al-Qaeda and persecution by the government. We are going to meet a man who has been through that experience. Abdurrahman is one of those whose objection to violence did not protect him from being jailed. He says he knows how Al-Qaeda started to win recruits in Mauritania.
In
2005, the former regime decided to target everything Islamic without any distinction whatsoever. They were adamant to find some suspects to trade in the world's stock markets of terrorism. When they couldn't find any, despite provocations such as opening an Israeli embassy here, they started to imprison Muslim scholars and preachers and to crush every aspect of Islamic behavior. That's how they created enemies and Al-Qaeda recruits. Many young men took up arms mainly to protect themselves.
It's obvious this emirate has no headquarters to be found. They move from cave to cave and use the scarce rainwaters of the desert. They rest where they can find shade, sewing their own clothes, fixing their vehicles' flat tires, and dining on desert reptiles. Al Jazeera's sources say the home video was not intended for the media. It was found at the scene of a battle in northern Mali. The so-called Battle of Arawan took place last July between the Al-Qaeda Desert Emirate and an army of Tuareg and tribal militias created and sponsored by the Malian and Algerian governments. The recent abductions of Westerners in Mauritania have probably emboldened the group further. And despite financial and military help by the United States, whose AFRICOM troops are training local armies to fight Al-Qaeda, observers doubt if Al-Qaeda can ever be effectively subdued in the immense deserts of North Africa. Mohammed Val, Al Jazeera, Nouakchott, Mauritania.